Hey everyone, Sheila here from Life with Pets. So today I'm going to show you how we added a betta fish into a community tank. There are several ways to do this, but this is just how we choose to do it and what works for us. I'm going to start first by talking a little about the tank for those of you that are new to the channel. This one is our 20-gallon long, and it was originally our girls' sorority community tank, but they were recently upgraded to a 75-gallon tank, and this one then became our quarantine tank. Once we'd finished using it as a quarantine tank, we decided to add some plants and decoration to it and keep the fish in here and then add Murphy into this tank. So these fish have actually been in the tank for a while now, which if at all possible is better. If you're going to be adding community fish with a betta fish, then if you can put the community fish in first, that is a better option so that they can have time to settle down and they're not still freaking out from having been bought back from the store. So the calmer they are, the better the chances for the betta fish not going crazy when you first put him in. Something to bear in mind if you are thinking of adding a betta fish to a community tank or getting community fish to go with your betta fish is that not all community fish are suitable for betta fish. So you really need to do your research to see which fish are compatible. The filtration in this tank has changed slightly. We still have the Aqueon internal filter, but we've also added a corner sponge filter, and that's just to give extra filtration. We do like to over-filter in our tanks if at all possible, and so we just decided that we would give this filter a go because it has a slightly different design to regular sponge filters, so we just thought that it would be interesting to try this one. Both of these filters do have adjustable flow, making them perfect for betta fish tanks that are 10 gallons and over. I will leave links to them in the description box below if you want to take a look at them. I'm not going to go into detail on the plants that we've added in this tank, but we do have Amazon sword, a variety of Anubias, dwarf rotella and green cryptocorin. Once we've done a final design, then I will go into this tank in a lot more detail. So the fish that we chose to be Murphy's tank mates are White Cloud Mountain Minnows. These are a very hardy fish and they can survive in a wide variety of temperatures. They do prefer to be in larger groups, and we currently have 6 of them in this tank. We also have a single platy in here, and for some reason the group of platies that we got, they all get on well, but they just didn't like this little guy, so we've moved him in here so that he doesn't get bullied. So if you already have a betta fish and then you're wanting to add community fish to the tank, it's always better to take the betta fish out and rearrange the tank so that the tank is then like it's new to them and these other fish are not invading the betta fish's space. So what you do is take out your betta fish, move all the decorations and your plants or whatever around in the tank, put the community fish in and let them settle, and then add the betta fish back in. And when I say adding back in, what we do is we float them in a cup, sometimes for several hours. It just depends how they respond. And in Murphy's case, he really did not care about the fish swimming around him. There was no flaring. The fish did come and take a look at him, but that was about the extent of what happened. So I think we left him in the cup for about 30 to 40 minutes. The water in the cup was fresh, clean water. It is not store-bought. It's not aquarium water from another tank. It was fresh, clean water. And it is best to do that if you can, because then you can just gently release them straight into the tank. You haven't got to start messing around with nets. It is always better when you bring a betta fish home to give them fresh, clean water straight away. One, because usually the water is foul and nasty anyway, and also it just means then you can add that water straight into the tank. So once we've gone through this whole process, we will then release Murphy into the tank, and every betta is going to be different. For some people, the betta fish may not care at all. For others, you may need to do it for several hours to wait for your betta fish to calm down. In doing something like this, patience is definitely key. Don't rush your betta fish. Just let them take their time to settle around other fish, because you don't want to stress them out in doing this, so that then when they go into the tank, they just go all crazy, going after everything in sight, because they're going to do that if they're stressed out. So just be patient and take your time. Not all betta fish will be able to live with community fish, so it is not a hard and fast rule that you get a betta fish and it will happily live with community fish, because not all betta fish will. I will say I have found from my own experience that most of them will, but you do usually come across one or two that are just so aggressive that they just won't accept any tank mates whatsoever. In the tank we also have some nerite snails, and we have the tiger one and the horned nerite. We actually have these in all of our aquariums except for the 75-gallon, and we can't have them in there because we have the clown loaches and they will eat snails, so unfortunately we can't put them in that tank, but we do have them in all our other tanks. It's hard to believe that Murphy came to us a little over 6 weeks ago, extremely sick, very, very unhappy, and he has turned into such a spunky little guy. He has overcome so much at the start of his life in the cup and the filthy water, and then recovering from velvet. He has been through an awful lot, but he is definitely a fighter, and it has been really nice just to see how much he's changed over the last few weeks, and also just to see the colouring that is coming out in him now that he is not covered in parasites. We do get asked an awful lot, how do we feed betta fish in a community tank? And that is a video I am currently working on. In fact, I'm actually working on several right now to do with feeding betta fish, and I'm not sure whether I'm going to combine them or do them separately, but they are coming. If not next week, it might be the week after. If you haven't seen Murphy's story and the terrible condition he was in when we got him, I will leave a link in the little iCard in the top right corner, and you can go on over and watch that if you'd like to. For those of you that may be worrying about the fact there is no lid on the aquarium, and we all know that betta fish are extremely good at jumping, there is normally one on there. We just took it off for the purpose of filming the video. So before I end the video, I just want to say thank you for 7,000 subscribers. Thank you to all those that like and comment and share. Thank you to everybody who has subscribed. We just very much appreciate you all. We thank you for the encouragement and the support that you give this channel. Okay guys, if you're not subscribed to this channel and you want to see more videos like this, then please do so, and we'll see you next time.